My name is Ethan Caldwell, and I'm 34 years old, and I live in Portland, Maine, which is a small city right on the coast where the air always smells like salt and seaweed, and sometimes dead fish when the wind shifts wrong in the summer. I work as a senior electrician for a commercial contracting company, and I've been with them for over 10 years now, and I take pride in my work because I'm not the kind of guy who cuts corners. I run my own crew, and I make sure every outlet is grounded right, every circuit is labeled clean, and every job gets passed by inspection the first time. I'm not flashy, but I keep things solid. My house is a two-story colonial built in the 1920s on Danforth Street, and I bought it 5 years ago after I finally saved enough from side jobs on weekends rewiring old homes and installing solar panels. It's not huge, but it's mine. No mortgage drama, no landlord, no nonsense. I keep the lawn trimmed, paint on the trim is fresh, and the gutters are clean even in winter. I'm out there scraping ice, because if it's my name on the deed, then it's my job to take care of it. I've always lived by that rule: if you own it, you maintain it, and that includes relationships too, which is why what happened hit me like a sledgehammer to the ribs. I've been single my whole life, not because I didn't want love, but because I waited for the right person, and for a while I really thought I found her. Her name was Olivia Reed, and she was 29 when we met at a mutual friend's barbecue in South Portland 2 summers ago. She worked as a graphic designer for a marketing firm, and had this laugh that started soft and then exploded like fireworks. Her hair was dark brown with these red highlights that caught the light, and she wore these big silver earrings that jingled when she turned her head. We clicked immediately. Same taste in old movies, same hatred for cilantro, same love for black coffee and rainy days. We moved fast, but it didn't feel reckless. 6 months in, and she was staying over 3 nights a week a year in, and she had her own drawer in the bathroom and a spot in the closet. She said she felt safe with me, and that meant more than anything. I liked that she trusted me. I liked that she let her guard down. I liked that she didn't try to change me, and I made sure to show her I appreciated that. Every birthday, every anniversary, I planned something thoughtful. When she got a promotion, I took her to that Italian place on Commercial Street where they serve lobster ravioli and candlelight. When she had a bad week, I made her mac and cheese from scratch, and we watched horror movies on the couch with the lights off. I even adopted a rescue dog for her, which turned out to be for me too. His name is Bear, and he's a 50-pound mutt with one floppy ear and a bark like a foghorn. I pick up his poop. I feed him, I take him to the vet. Olivia says she doesn't do dogs, but she lets him sleep on the bed, so I know she loves him even if she won't admit it. Everything felt steady. Everything felt real. That's why when things started to shift, I didn't see it coming. It started small, like a drip in a pipe you don't notice until the ceiling cracks. Olivia began working later. At first it was just deadlines, then it was late meetings, then it was team dinners. She was always texting her boss, who she called Rick, and who I never met because he worked remotely from Arizona. She said he was old school, didn't do video calls, just phone and text and email. I didn't think much of it at first because people have work lives, but then she started dressing differently. Not trashy, just intentional, like she was trying to impress someone. She wore tighter jeans, low-cut shirts, fancy perfume that didn't smell like her usual lavender stuff, and her phone. She never used to guard it, but now it was always face down, always locked, always tucked in her back pocket like a secret. I asked her once if everything was okay, and she said of course, just stressed with the new campaign she was leading. I believed her. I wanted to believe her, so I doubled down. I cleaned the house more. I cooked her favorite meals. I asked her every night how her day went and listened even when I was tired. I even offered to take her on a weekend getaway to Acadia National Park because she said she needed to breathe. We drove up in my truck, packed a cooler with food, hiked the trails, watched the sunrise from Cadillac Mountain. It was beautiful. She smiled. We held hands. I thought we were getting back what we lost. But that night at the cabin, she said she was too tired. Again, just lay there back to me, breathing slow like she was already asleep. I stared at the ceiling for 2 hours, wondering what I was doing wrong. When we got home, she went straight to her laptop and texted someone before even taking off her jacket. I saw the smile on her face, the little giggle. I didn't say anything, but something cracked inside me. That's when I started paying attention. I didn't snoop at first. I'm not that kind of person. But then she went to Boston for a 2-day conference and said she'd call me every night. She didn't call, not once. She texted once from the train saying she was swamped and would talk tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. When she got back, she said her phone died and the hotel Wi-Fi was garbage. I checked the charger she used, it was frayed but worked fine. I checked the outlet in the room she stayed using the hotel's website, it was right next to the bed. No excuse. Then her friend texted me by accident. I know because I recognized the number, it was saved as Livia in her phone, but she had it labeled Alicia in mine. The text said, "Hey, did you tell him yet, or are you still stringing him along?" I stared at it for 10 minutes, heart pounding. Then I deleted it before she saw. I didn't want to believe it, but the seed was planted, so I waited, I watched, I listened. And then one night I found it. She left her laptop open on the kitchen table while she showered, just sitting there, screen bright, logged in. I didn't mean to look, I swear I didn't, but my eyes caught a notification from Gmail. New message from Rick. Subject line, you're my obsession. I shouldn't have clicked, I know that, but I did, and what I read made me feel like I'd been punched in the gut. Page after page of messages back and forth over months. Not work stuff, not even close. They called each other baby and darling and said they couldn't wait to touch each other again. He sent her pictures of himself shirtless on some balcony in Scottsdale. She sent him one of herself in a red lace bra saying, "Tonight is your lucky night." They talked about me, called me dependable, boring, predictable, like I was some old shoe they both laughed at. And the worst part, they made plans, a trip to Las Vegas, in 2 weeks, under fake names, booking a suite at the Bellagio. She was going to cheat on me with him, not once, not twice, a full-blown weekend. And she was still living in my house, sleeping in my bed, feeding off my income like it was nothing. I sat there, trembling hands shaking so bad I dropped the laptop. I closed it. I walked out, I drove to the ocean and sat on the pier for 3 hours in the cold, just staring at the water, thinking about how stupid I was. How blind, how weak. I loved her. I treated her right. I gave her everything. And this was how she repaid me. I didn't confront her that night. I needed time. I needed a plan. The next day I acted normal. I kissed her goodbye. I asked about her day. I made dinner. I played with Bear, but inside I was a bomb with the fuse lit. I started digging. I copied her browser history from when she left her laptop open again. I saved all the messages. I took screenshots. I even cloned her phone using a backup tool I downloaded. I know it's sneaky. I know it's invasive, but she broke the rules first. I deserved to know the truth, and I found more, so much more. They had been talking for over a year. She lied to me for 12 months straight. Every time she said she was at work, she was texting him. Every time she said she was stressed, it was because she was hiding their affair. She even used my credit card once to buy him a gift, a vintage watch from a boutique online store. Charged it to our shared Amazon account. I called the company, had them cancel the shipment. Then I set up a fake email and messaged Rick pretending to be a private investigator. Told him I had proof of the affair, and if he didn't pay me $5,000, I'd send the evidence to Ethan Caldwell. He responded in minutes, said I was bluffing, said he didn't believe me. So I sent him a photo of the watch order confirmation with my name on it. He called me that night, voice shaking, asking what I wanted. I said I wanted him to suffer. I recorded the whole call. I had him now, but I didn't stop. I wanted Olivia to feel it too, not just regret. I wanted her to be ruined. I waited until the week before the Vegas trip. I let her pack. I watched her buy new lingerie. I saw her excitement, then I struck. I printed every message, every photo, every text, and taped them all over the living room walls. I laid them out like a crime scene. I put the pictures of her in the bra on the coffee table. I left the recording of Rick's voice playing on the speaker. I even wrote a note and put it on her pillow. It said, "You took everything from me, now everyone will know what you are." Then I took Bear and left. I stayed in a motel in Biddeford for 2 nights. I didn't answer her calls. I didn't read her texts. I just waited. On the 3rd day, she called my boss, said I was having a breakdown, said I was dangerous. My boss called me into his office worried. I told him the truth, showed him the messages, not because I wanted sympathy, but because I needed backup. He read everything and said, "Ethan, I'd be furious too. Take the week, clear your head." So I did, but I wasn't done. I found out Rick was going to fly into Portland International Jetport the night before the trip. Olivia was going to pick him up, so I got there first. I parked near the exit gate. I waited. And when he walked out in his stupid designer sunglasses and tight jeans, I confronted him. I didn't yell. I didn't hit him. I handed him a USB drive. I said, "This is every message, every photo, every call between you and Olivia. If you set foot in this city again, I will send it to your wife, your boss, your clients, and everyone on your LinkedIn." He turned pale, said he didn't know I knew. I said, "You knew exactly what you were doing." Then I walked away. But the final move, that was for her. The day after I came home, I told her we needed to talk. She sat on the couch, surrounded by the evidence still on the walls. She cried, said she was sorry, said it meant nothing, said she'd end it. I told her it was too late. I told her I was done. Then I hit her with the twist. "You want to know the best part?" she asked, no tears left. I said yes. "You remember that credit card charge for the watch? The one you thought went through? I canceled it. And then I had it shipped to your mother. Olivia's mom is a church deaconess, very strict, very moral, very public about her beliefs on marriage. The watch arrived at her house 2 days later with a return label that said, 'From Olivia with love.' I called her myself after. Pretended to be the delivery driver. Said I had a package for Mrs. Reed, and she opened it and saw the card and the website printout and Olivia's name on the receipt. She called her daughter screaming, called me screaming, called the police, filed a fraud report. Olivia had to explain why she was buying a man a luxury watch. Her mom disowned her, cut her off completely. Lost the apartment because she couldn't pay rent. Lost her dog because I wouldn't let her take Bear. Lost her reputation when her friends found out. And Rick, his wife, found the USB I sent him, divorced him, took half his company, fired from 2 boards, public scandal. Ruined. I didn't get her back. I didn't want her back, but I made sure she felt every second of the pain she gave me. I moved on. I kept the house. I kept Bear. I got a promotion. Life slowed down. People ask if I regret it, if it was worth it. I tell them yes, not because I'm cruel, but because some people don't learn unless they lose everything. She treated me like I was nothing, so I showed her what it feels like to be nothing. And I sleep just fine at night. But here's the twist. Last month I got a letter from Olivia. Hendrit said she was in therapy, said she was sober now not for the affair but for a drinking problem she'd hidden for years. Said Rick had been manipulating her, telling her I didn't love her, that I was cold. Said she used him to feel wanted. I read it all, then I burned it, not because I didn't believe her, but because it doesn't matter. The damage is done, the trust is gone, and no amount of regret can rebuild what was broken. I'm not her savior, I'm not her second chance, I'm the consequence, and that's enough. Bear barked when the mail came that day like he knew. I scratched his ears and walked inside. The house was quiet, clean, mine, and for the first time in a long time I felt at peace.